Leave it like that. Yes, so welcome. This is obviously I'm not in my office, I'm in my car. I'm always on the go. For those who know me, I'm always going and doing things, but this is a mastermind group. And for those who might know, might not know, that mastermind group, there are different groups out there. And I personally, about 2 years ago, I wanted to find one. And some you have to pay a pretty penny, and some you have to kind of get invited kind of thing. So I said, you know what? Forget it. I'm gonna make my own. So I kind of went through my, people, contacts, people I know who have businesses, and a number of investors, from real estate to just different things, business owners. And so let's get together and let's network. And so that's why we're here this evening. And it's been a while. It's been on demand. Some people say, "Hey, what's up with the mastermind group?" I said, "You know what? I'm gonna put it back. I'm gonna go back and get it done because right now we're living in a different time, and especially when you're a business owner or want to be one or soon to be one, it's a different mindset. It's a totally different mindset. So, welcome, everyone for that. So this is going to be the outline for today. So what we're going to do is do introduction, and I'm give you an outline. So basically, I'm gonna do a little nugget, a little something that I want to present to you, very short. And then I have Ray. He'll be coming on shortly, and he's gonna promote something that he will introduce. And then later on, I'll have my dear brother Lamin. He'll give, he'll share his story on his business. And one of the important things is network. When you network, it builds your net worth. Okay. And so that's pretty much what's going to happen. Any questions or anyone in discussions, and we can do that. And I know everyone has their own schedule, their business, and and I have other people from different time zones coming from the West Coast and so forth. So let me just begin now. And one of the things I want to really talk about, and I really believe in this, and I heard this about maybe a year ago. There's a guy named Brett Lee, and he has his own podcast, and he
Mm,
has a cast where he has something called Lightspeed, and pretty much is one of the first ones back in the days of the internet where it's basically a training school like he did. And I got a couple of his offers and stuff, so I might hit him back later on. But one thing he did say, and I truly hold on to it, like as if I had a tattoo, it would be a tattoo on my chest. Not really, but it's something that's a concrete, and it's three things. The first one is called mindset. Mindset. Okay. The next one is skill set. Skill set. And last is habits. Okay. Those are the three things that I hold on to because it makes a lot of sense. And this journey for me, as you want to call it, entrepreneur, or someone as getting into something independent besides your W-2. And whenever I refer to W-2, I'm talking about the job, the 9 to 5, and so let's backtrack. So quickly, let's go with mindset. So as I approach this arena of being independent or soon to be independent, I literally had to change what's up here. I grew up in the projects in the North Bronx, Edenwall projects. I grew up there. I grew up in a neighborhood. It was a struggle, you know, and putting it out there. Grew up in with food stamps, public assistance. That was upbringing have I done, and eventually, we moved to a whole different level from there. So I had a certain mindset, okay, and for me, uh, being bullied all my old childhood, and a lot of negative thoughts, negative things that was said to me, and all these different things. So that itself had programmed my mind to be a certain way. And when I got introduced into becoming an investor, a business owner, I even before I even thought of that, but I have a mentor, and he told me, you got to fix what's up here. So I literally did one whole year of reading just different books. The first book I read was Rich Dad Poor Dad, and that really shifted my mindset. And Then go on to different books I can definitely introduce. But the first thing I want to say is mindset is the very key, especially when I get into business, investments, because it's not always you're gonna smell roses. It's not gonna be a smooth sailing. It's gonna be some things happening, and you have to have the right mindset. So I did it for one whole year and just changing those things. And I'll give you one example. This is one example. Robert Kiyosaki said in Rich Dad Poor Dad, he says, there's a statement and there's a statement and question. So if you find something you want to get, you say, I can't afford that. So automatically you shut down your brain. You can't afford it, you can't afford it. That's it. Then that was my way of thinking. And then from there, it switched. And then instead of a statement, he says, ask the question. So the question now is, how can I afford it? How can I afford it? And that makes your brain start to be creative. How do I find ways? So like if I see something, I'm like, all right, how can I afford this? Do I have to do this? I got to hustle for here, and boom, I get it. So switching that simple mindset can change a lot of different things. All right, let me move forward. So mindset is one, and the next one is called skill set. Skill set. So now, what is the skills that I have to or we have to kind of say what we need, especially in the arena of what do you call it, business or investing. We have to have a specific skills, and that takes educating. Now, let me ask you guys a question. What is the number one asset? The number one asset. You could just tell me, what do you think is the number one asset today? There it is. Exactly, your mind. So we have to educate ourselves in a specific type of skill. And with that one skill, that's going to be the one that's going to help you to scale to the next level to this particular business. Now, I see a couple of people here that's into real estate, right? Investors. So there are specific skills that you got to know the numbers, you got to know the equations, you got to learn how to go into the market, get your leads, make a negotiation. So there's a lot of different skills of understanding these things and master these skills. Now, what I mean master, all right, how long does it take to master one thing? I think it says 21,000 hours to master something. It's a lot, but it's all putting in the repetition, the reps, like working out. Okay, so that's the second one. All right, so first we have mindset. The second one is skill set. So find out what skill set that you lack or you want to learn and just master it. Wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off, right? Mr. Miyagi is all about that. And what happens, and I'm going to tell you, for me, in the real estate game, it was all based on numbers, calculations, calling agents, finding, sellers and buyers, and those who understand, you know what I mean? It's like, and usually it's that first call. And my education, I went to college, got a degree. They never taught me how to talk to people in a sense or negotiate or any of those skills. I have to learn these skill sets on my own. And usually taking that first step is the big step. And when you take the big step, you're like, oh, that was it. But we procrastinate everything just to not to make that one thing that we have to do to make us better. So again, skill set. So mindset, skill set. And the last one is habits. 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 All right. How do we talk about habits? How many of us have habits? How many of us have habits? They were like, man, I don't know. I don't like this habit. This is not too cool. Right. And there's a whole different program where you can learn how to break a habit. And that's a whole nother story. But one of the things to be very successful in anything is being consistent. To be consistent. All right. One of my persons I admire was Bruce Lee. Anyone know Bruce Lee? Right. He says he doesn't fear the man that do 10,000 kicks, but he fears the man that kicks one time 10,000 times every day, like 10,000 days. And what that really means is that consistency, that consistent, being consistent what you want to do. And I would just recommend a book. It's called The Miracle Morning. The Miracle Morning. It's a pretty good book because the literally the day starts. And when it starts, you have to have a specific routine. And maybe I might elaborate this on another day, but I can recommend a lot of books on, making that routine, that habits. Let me give you a few. All right. I know you probably was talking about it. So the first thing, good. So the first thing is this, is when I wake up, all right, I don't know what religious backgrounds you guys have. I just do a simple prayer. Then I go into my gratitude. I have to have gratitude when I wake up. First of all, I'm alive. Number two, I'm in this bed. Thank God for this bed. I'm going to a job. Probably I don't like it, but I have a job. And you start looking at things because it's really what window do you look at? Do you look at all the negative, or do you find the positive in things? Because you can set yourself up for failure on just starting your morning. All right. And so I go on to just doing different things. And once you start to kind of set things in that routine, then you learn to master it, because you have to master time management and so forth. Like right now, I have in the social media and my Instagram, I I started this. It's personal development. I'm actually working on a online course on personal development. All right, how, because there's a lot of people going through anxiety. There's people who go through second guessing themselves. There's a lot of people going through these things, and I say that because I work for a large department, and I've been teaching for 17 years in the classroom for first responders. And with that, I've seen it student after student after student. So I've seen there's a problem here. And as entrepreneurs, as business owners, as investors, you have to think as a problem solver. You have to be a problem solver. But when problems come, you got to know how to solve it. In this whole world, right? There are people in this industry, a very small percentage are problem solvers. There's the problem solvers, and there's the producers, and there's customers. Producers and customers. Customers just buy. Producers are the ones who create to solve problems from people, right? I have a car issue. Oh, snap. Where do I go? A mechanic. The mechanic is a problem solver. So guess what I do? I have to pay him to fix my car, but he's solving the problem. So whatever your industry is, your market is, or what you do or thinking about doing, you have to be that problem solver. You have to think of these things. So in that case, that those are just the three things I hope that this will help you and spark something in your mind to say, you know what, let me start creating something, let me be a problem solver, because problems will come. And the higher you go in your industry, there'll be a little more problems. So you got to be very, sharp. And I believe in reading. I wasn't a big reader growing up. I just kind of went through the system in education. But as I got older, I started to not second guess myself as a person. So, college degree and stuff. But now I have to really teach myself these skills and teach these things for mindset stuff so I can move forward. And that's it. So those are things I hope that was something I can leave with you, and maybe that might spark something for you to kind of create a way to find, how do I fix this mind? How do I reprogram this mind? So within the social media, like today, I did the alphabets from A to Z, and today was U, the letter. So every day I'm like, all right, today the letter is U, and it was upgrade, right? How many of you guys have phones, right? Did you get your upgrade on your phone? Yeah. All right. Did you upgrade yourself? Pretty tough. So do you have the flip phone or the big block? Remember back in the days, the big block phone? Are you still old school? All right. If my phone, my smartphone, actually, if you look at it, a smartphone makes us dumb, or a cell phone becomes your cell. It literally takes you and traps you into a whole other thing. But those are just some things, to think about when it comes to these things. So upgrading yourself, being better as a better person. How do you see things different? I got shortcomings, I got weaknesses, I got strength, but I need to get my weakness together to become stronger. all these different things. So, if any thoughts, maybe, and then from there I can go into my presenter. But yeah, any thoughts? Let's just talk about it a few minutes, and then we will transition to introducing my brother here. Any thoughts about what I said? It's open form here at this point.
You made a lot of, can you hear me? Yeah. You made a lot of good points. I read a lot and I listen to a lot of motivational. Um, Before it used to be tapes and CDs. Now it's just, you stream everything. But I used to do that because I've always had issues with self-esteem and depression and anxiety. And I used to be Stacy's teacher, right, in middle school. And the kids never knew how depressed I was, like suicidal depressed, you know. And most of the time, it was the kids that would save me because I would be like, I'm trying to teach them to be positive and to have a different mindset. And if I hurt myself, what are my kids going to think about me? And I carried that over in when I had children. I would play and I heard Pitbull talk about this as well, that his mother used to play Anthony Robbins in the car and motivational speakers, and this helped to program success into his mindset. And I did that with my children, and I homeschool my daughters, and I've had them read books that college students haven't even read. We're about to go into the 48 laws of power. I want them to read, they're 14 and 17, right? And they've read Think and Grow Rich 3 times. They've read The Art of War twice. They've read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You know, we've read a bunch of books, and I concentrated more on mindset because with mindset, it's everything. It's make or break, and it gets you through the really shitty days, when you know your mindset. But if I can refer you to a really good book that I thought it was Kismet, right? Because I heard something about this book, and then I looked for the audio on YouTube, because if you need if you want a budget, you go to YouTube for the audio, right? And it's called Psycho Cybernetics. And so I listened to this, and I was like, damn, this book is good. I gotta buy the book. I gotta buy the book. One day I looked at my mom's shelf, and what was there? And I was like, see, this is Kismet. This, excellent. So put that on, if you've never read it, put it on your list of books to read. But yeah, mindset is everything, every single thing. And in entrepreneurship, forget about it. If you don't have something strong, when those hard times come and you feel like a failure, that's all she wrote. That's it. I land my plane.
Thank you, thank you. It's funny. I just got the book about 3 weeks ago. Oh my goodness, just the few like chapters is it's. Can you put the book up so we can look at what it is, and I'll probably put it in the chat there. There it goes. Yes, psycho cybernetics, and it talks about a plastic surgeon, and he goes into a whole nice stuff. Yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
Go
Any other?
to YouTube. You can get the audio for free. I was listening to it, and
Mhm.
then I found the book. I was like, wow, yeah, I'm gonna put it's gonna be the two of them together, you know?
Yeah, 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 definitely. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else? Maybe one more comment or any thoughts, so we can move forward. Okay. All right. So tonight, I should say. Just give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I'm back.
Hello? Can you guys hear me? All right.
Yes,
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So tonight, yes. So before we speak to the, oh, he just came up. Oh, yeah, there is. Ray, are you there? Ray?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, what's up, Ray? How you doing? Thank you for joining tonight. I have my brother here, Ray. He's just gonna do a promotion of what he does. So Ray, just in
Not
short,
tonight.
not tonight.
No.
Okay, we'll do it next time, and then we
Okay.
can discuss that. So thank you for joining. All right, so let's go for tonight. I have my brother here, and he'll introduce himself. Brother Lamin, he's a good friend. We're working a few things together right now. And one thing about collaboration is it's a strong thing. You know, a lot of people say competition. Yeah, there is competition out there, but when you collaborate, it becomes stronger in it, and you learn from everybody. And I definitely learned a lot from this brother here. And so let's go right into it. Get some time. Lamin, what's up? What's up, brother? How you doing?
All is well, family. How are you?
Good, good. Give me some thumbs up. All
Great.
right,
Can
good.
everybody?
Yeah, so tell us a little about yourself and where are you from? You from New York?
No, no, no. So I won't talk any trash. I know there's probably a lot of New Yorkers on the line. I
Oh
won't say
yeah,
them crazy.
we might have some Bronx people too.
What are you about to say? No, I'm from Delaware, so I really cannot talk trash. All right. Um, Born in Denver, Colorado, raised in Newark, Delaware. Lived a couple of places, both nationwide, but also abroad as well. So I lived in LA for a little bit, moved to Barbados during the pandemic, but for the most part, Delaware is home.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, so tell us, tell me a little bit about what you do now as far as your business. What do you have? I know you have a lot. You're what's up? Tell me.
Yeah, man. So like yourself, man, I'm a serial entrepreneur, full-time learner, so currently I'm a real estate investor. You know, Zach and I met through wholesaling and building that bridge, building that common bond, as he had mentioned before. There is such thing as competition, but first, before competition must come collaboration, because I do believe competition is a healthy thing. But I think amongst brothers, competition is most powerful, most effective, right? So when I hear Zach doing his thing, he's hosting a mastermind, I'm like, damn it, how can I get in a space where that I can influence, or I can empower, I can encourage? How can I mastermind with others, right? So competition can be a powerful thing, but collaboration through wholesaling is initially how you and I met. And then also, I mean, we get into fix and flips, we get into, now transaction coordinating, and then also gator lending and helping other wholesalers and things of that nature. I'm working with some financial institutions. So if people need funding for properties, we help them out with that. If they need any other kind of services, we get them right. Business funding, we get them right. I'm in the business of making people wealthy. That's what I like to say. So, where there's support, then that lends for people to be blessed. And I believe, I'm a thorough believer, as you bless others, yours will also come too. So that's on the real estate side. And then also I work heavily in marketing. So I work with brands primarily, and then also some influencers and different individuals who are looking to build out their own courses, who are looking to increase or bolster their sales. Basically, I mean, long story short, I mean, my job is to make people look really, really good, right? So how do we do that? We build up their funnels. And how many of us know what a funnel is? A sales funnel. Perfect. How many of us have a sales funnel right now? All right. Okay. So we know what a sales funnel is. We don't necessarily have one, but how many of us know we can have a sales funnel for everything? It does not matter. If you have any kind of intellectual product or property, you should have a funnel. Why? Because it is what pushes the vehicle, right? I mean, I'm sure we have phenomenal ideas. And when having those phenomenal ideas, we birth these beautiful babies. But the problem is when we birth these beautiful babies called ideas and notions and products, if nobody knows about it, it then becomes a hobby, a very expensive hobby sometimes, right? So that's my job, is to get your hobby into the habit of making you money, right? So I work primarily with real estate investors, whether you're a transaction coordinator, whether you're a gator lender, whether you're a wholesaler, a real estate agent, a mortgage brokerage, doesn't matter to me. The bottom line is that you need people to push your product to. So my company, Prop Launch Pro, we help people get their product in people's eyes using AI, using Facebook and Instagram ads, Google ads, all kinds of boring analytics. But yeah, we focus on things that you don't have to, so that you can do what you love to do.
And that's one of the biggest things now. And you actually introduced me to this AI thing. And
Yeah.
literally you blew my mind on a lot of stuff. And one thing I did hear recently, maybe actually was like yesterday, and they were saying the most important thing that now as you're going forward is to build your brand.
Yeah.
Because now we have AI. It's going to be a lot of automation, but now what about the real person? So building yourself as a human, you know what I mean? Building your brand. So
100%. Yeah.
yeah, so you introduced me to that, and there's a whole thing we can, I guess you can share with us what you do, and working together, because one of the things we might lack something in our business.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying this because I spoke to you and you was able to help me and bring ideas to that. Now, was you born this way? Like you just got up and just start marketing and funnels and stuff? When did this all start?
Well, you know what it is, man. I'm a natural born problem solver. It's funny. I was having a conversation with my dad today. He said, Lamin, of all my kids and of all the things that you are, the one thing I like most about you, because I can be a lot of things, but he said, the one thing that I like most about you is that you're inquisitive and that you don't mind exploring, right? Being inquisitive is probably the most beneficial habit or tool or skill set to have inside of being an entrepreneur, because nobody's going to come and save you. Nobody's going to figure it out for you. It's nice that you have a mentor, but the best mentors will just drop an idea or notion or concept in your lap and let you work it out, because you have to build that mental toughness and mental availability to problem solve, as opposed to making the statement, asking the question. And so I make it a personal habit to ask a question about everything, even the stuff I do know. Marketing. Yeah, I know the 5 channels of marketing. I know, what my target demographic and who my target audience is. But hey, there's this new thing called AI out. I wonder if that can help me build it better and faster. I wonder if it can talk for me. If it's writing papers for students in college, then it surely can write some of my ads. I'm wondering if I can give it a personality. Yeah, it probably can have a personality. I wonder how I can give it a personality. Oh, does it have a personality? Do I tell it what to do? Do I have to monitor it? No, it actually does its own thing. How can I make sure that it is bulletproof so that I can actually take my hands off of my computer? I can walk away. I can come back and I have sales now in my Stripe account. I now have appointments in my Calendly, and I have a pina colada in my hand. That's really my goal. I want a drink in my hand while this robot works for me, because that's why it was made. Somebody smarter than me said, hey, I want to work less. So I've gotten in the habit of doing what the really smart people do. I don't have to ask me questions. I don't have to reinvent the wheel. I want to follow their lead. I don't mind being a copycat. So that's how I've gotten into this space of just being very extremely inquisitive. Also, I was a musician for a long time. I played the keys. So, music is very exploratory. So it leads you into different arenas. That's really what got me into remaining inquisitive.
So that what made you brought the creative side of you into creating new things, right? You were saying?
100%. There's a million ways to play one song. You just got to find them.
Mm. So let's go back. I know you said you had this inquisitive thing, but from your dad.
Yeah.
So what kind of did you ever work like a 9 to 5 or W-2 as you call it?
Yeah. I'm African, bro. I worked a 9 to 5, a 2 to 7, a 3 to 11. I worked them all, man. The same damn time too. Yeah, for sure. I was an educator for about 10 years.
Okay.
I fell in love with education because I love community. I love people. I love supporting. I love empowering. I love enhancing things, especially groups and communities. I started off as a paraprofessional, and then I went into the classroom. Well, prior to that, I was doing after school programs, summer programs, things of that nature. Then got into the classroom initially as a music teacher. And then I ended up being a school administrator. I was in charge of recruitment at one point. I was in charge of college enrollment and supports. So as soon as we get our kids into like the top high schools and the best colleges in the country, who's going to keep up with them? Because we were with young men. It was an all boys school, young men who were coming from disadvantaged backgrounds. So once we get you into Notre Dame, once we get you into Harvard and Yale, you find that there's not as many people that look like them, right? And now that's where the anxiety starts. That's where the imposter syndrome kicks in. That's where the childhood traumas start to, emerge and show their and rear, right? And so it was my job to make sure that they had the skills and the skill sets and tools to make sure that they could still progress in that arena, but also make it out as a testimony of success and progress so that they can pull more in, right? So matriculation was definitely a heavy thing. And then I went back into the classroom, and then I taught pretty much everything under the sun, man. I even taught health class. God bless me, man. That was rough. High school health, never do it again. I can tell you
Yeah.
stories for days.
Now, so you had the W-2, you was working, helping, empowering young people.
Yeah.
So what made you decide, hey, let me go independent now?
You know what? I had a business. I was DJing on the side of that while I was educated. I was DJing, and I also had another Caribbean carnival business. We were going all over the world. I was leading busloads of people. I was creating costumes, all that stuff. So if you guys are familiar, Labor Day, right? So like the beads, the feathers, the gems, yeah, Parkway, yeah. So we did that, but in Toronto, in all over the place, Toronto, Miami, Barbados, and so on and so forth. The challenge is that I wanted to make a bigger impact, and I knew that reach was only going to come with wealth. There's only when you can change legislation, when you can change trajectories of young people, when you can create more funding for centers, when you can build more buildings, when you can buy back the block. That type of thing was extremely important to me. Legacy minded, legacy building. And it was important for me to align with people like that. And unfortunately, in the education or the academic arena, everybody's not always aligned with that, right?
Yeah.
Because the turnover rate is so high. You have folks that might have the heart, but can't afford to stay. You know what I mean? You have folks that can afford to stay, but they don't have the heart. So I figured, you know what? Let me just like this mastermind, I had to find my tribe of those who wanted to actually make an impact in our local community. So I decided to venture off and play my hand at it. So far, thank God, right?
That's good. That's good. So you was a DJ, you was doing the whole Labor Day
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Now from there, I mean, you still working your 9 to 5, but now at what point now I say, you know what, let me just
You
do
just
it
do it. You know,
independently. Tell me what was going
yeah.
on with that.
It was a series of things. So for one, I had moved to Barbados during the pandemic. They had this welcome stamp. So they said, if you want to come to Barbados for a temporary visa for a couple of years, come on, we'll take you. So I found this beautiful house over by the beach and a quick walk to the mall. And I said, all right, great. This is amazing. And then 2 months later, the school said, hey, we need you to come back. So that first thing I was like, wait a minute. Nah, I don't know if I'm willing to give up paradise. I've gotten accustomed to this lifestyle. And I think that's why we all aspire for wealth, because we want to design and build the life that we want to live, right? We take it from our meditation to our second dimension, and now we get the opportunity to actualize in the 3D. That's the goal, and that's part of the birthright. So when that 3D was threatened, I said, I don't know if I can handle this, and I can still make the impact. So I said, you know what? During the pandemic, I'm gonna venture away from academia, and I'm gonna get into my own thing. But during that time, I had also taken a mobile home course, mobile home elite. Took the course, bought it while in the airport, coming back from Miami, watched it, and within a couple of hours, I found a mobile home park in my local community. The lady actually gave it to me for free. She said, do two things. One, get me out of my lease. Two, pay the taxes. You can have the mobile home park. I said, done and done. Did I have the answers for it? No and no. But was I going to make it work? Yes, and hell yes. All right. So I found that on that Monday. I went and took pictures of it. Now, this is back in Delaware. I came home for a little bit. This is back in Delaware. I had taken pictures of it, and by Tuesday night, I had her sign a contract, a wholesale agreement. I had learned all I could about mobile homes, based upon age and all these other things. And this mobile home didn't have a ceiling. The flooring was all plywood. They had just redone the subflooring, but the lady was in a situation. She couldn't afford the place anymore, and she was associated with a lot of bad memories. So I was actually helping her out. So I said, not a problem. So I put it on Facebook. Don't you know, within 3 days, I had over 200 hits. I'd only priced it at $3,000, right? I had a large lot, had a shed, had all kinds of great stuff. And so even in that process, I had 200 hits. I did a showing on a Saturday. They had to pull the trigger by Sunday and send it, or Monday, and turn in their application, because we had literally 5 days before her next payment was due on that place. And if I didn't find the new owner, I'd be paying that lot rent, and I'm not paying that lot rent. It was $750. Not that that's like a crazy amount of money, but it wasn't $750 I wanted to spend on that, right? We get into the wholesaling so that we don't spend money. So that was my challenge. And I found the most qualified candidate. They passed the credit check. They got approved. It was a guy looking for a mobile home or a new home for his sister and her husband. They had just moved into the country, and they had 2 small kids, and it fit the bill. And so over the course of a week, I had made $3 grand. I had helped this lady get out of her lot rent and pay the taxes. She was only behind $600. So roughly I made about $2,300 in 7 days. And I said, this makes sense. I think I can do this. So I kept it up.
It's nice. So from there, you just developed that. Now, you did say something about marketing. You got a marketing business.
Yeah.
Now, where did that come in the picture? Was that during the Bahama time? The
Way
DJ?
before. Yeah,
Oh,
the DJ time. So, well, even, I mean, if you look at it, because I was a piano player, I had to learn how to get into circles quickly. I had to create my own flyers. I had to always be the value add person. And as entrepreneurs, we know that we can't come into any situation empty handed, even mentorship, right? If you're not coming with dollars, you're at least coming with tangible concepts, ideas, and or hands to work with. So my ability was I could figure stuff out very quickly because I'm very inquisitive. So I figured out how to use Photoshop. I figured out how to use, Adobe Lightroom. I figured out how to use everything Adobe. And I would make flyers and I would start promoting. One of my mentorships in college or apprenticeships was for marketing. And we did stuff for Jill Scott. We did stuff for a couple of other well-known artists. And we had to just figure it the fuck out. There was no option, right? So with that, I just kind of took that mindset and start figuring shit the fuck out. And that's really how I live life, right? So the marketing came because I was a musician, I didn't have any gigs, and nobody knew who I was. But I knew every other DJ had crappy websites and they had whack flyers. At least if the venue thinks I'm special, then they're the ones paying me, and then I'll figure out the skill set later. So that's what I did. I had the best website, I had the best flyers, and I had the best communication and presentation. And then it just so happened when I got to the venue, I would kill. Okay, he can come back. Thank you. So it started off with music and then carried on through. And then I learned how to expand that as in my carnival business, because the best money is recurring money, but you always need a steady stream of new money. So how do we do that? I mean, word of mouth is powerful and it's special and it's a beautiful thing, but you also need to know how to run ads. You need to know how to live in this digital world. And so I just decided to be the best at it, because I found a hole. None of my counterparts were utilizing the opportunity of Facebook ads in the realm of Caribbean Carnival. So what did I do? I set out Facebook ads. I had the most people in my costume. Why? Because I took 15 minutes out of my day to learn how to do something special.
So now, okay, I'm hearing a lot of great stuff. Now, one thing about being an entrepreneur, you're getting to something like that security. You have that security of the 9 to 5, the benefits, this and that.
Yeah.
Now you enter a domain that's unknown in a sense.
Yeah.
Now, was there some situations, and I've been there in the sense of, as they call it, failure,
Yep.
And I don't look at it the way I used to look at it. And you probably heard this before. Maybe you guys heard it. Fail means first attempt in learning, first attempt in learning. And that's how you get better, and better and better and better. So was there any, like maybe an example of where you had that moment that you was like, man, I don't know, am I doing the right thing? And how did that moment move to the next? Because some people, they get to that point, they don't know how to handle it and they just give up, you know? Anything you want to share? Like maybe one point?
Yeah, man. I mean, the reality is that in humanity, you fail daily. It doesn't matter, right? You will fail. And I think the hardest thing is that for one, our ego gets in the way of our success. Our ego says you are a failure. Our ego says they don't forgive you. Your ego says I'm not good enough. When half the time, most mistakes you make, nobody even freaking remembers or even notices that it was a mistake. You know how many times I was playing piano and I played the wrong note and somebody thought I just threw a little jazz tone in there? Because people don't pay attention and aren't as critical of us as we are of us. And I think that's one thing, especially as entrepreneurs, you will fail forward. You will fail. You will crash, just don't burn, right? Because if you take that hit, just bounce the fuck back. Like there's nothing else to it. Because what's the alternative? How many of us have been roller skating before?
Skate key.
Yeah. How many times of us have fell on our face roller skating? Man. And then did that stop you? Got back up. You get turned into a freaking giraffe until you figured it out, until you were a swan, right? Like that's life and that's entrepreneurship. And I think the difference is that we don't tap into, and this might get a little, subconscious and psychological, but we don't tap into our inner child enough, where that as a child, we have no shame in learning. As a child, we have no shame in failure. As a child, we have no shame in asking for support and or asking for help. In fact, we expect it. We expect it. Adults are nothing but little kids in big bodies. That's how I approach us, right? So there is no reason why anybody should ever feel like they can't approach me and ask a question. Of course, ask me a question. I'd love to answer it, because I'd rather serve and be available to the inquisitive person than be subject to the non-inquisitive person just blurting their ideas that are just not going to stick, right? So you always want to have that inquisitive mindset.
Yeah.
So like to give you one particular example, and we failed in customer service, we failed in execution, we failed in delivery, we failed in so many different ways, and we learned and got better. But I think a failure that I had a business crash, about a year and a half ago. That Carnival business, we came back from Caribbean Carnival, and supply chain was a different beast. We were usually outsourcing everything from China. That means prices went up, shipping went up. That means that the workloads increased. That means that the labor decreased. Had so many variables that nobody that year, everybody took major L's, and I just wasn't willing to take that L again. And my company wasn't willing to withstand that. And I was already having to change of heart and being more interested in real estate. I had already started hearing from God to say, like, it's time for the next transition in your life. And as entrepreneurs, I encourage you to tap into your intuition. Your highest self, your higher self. Listen to yourself, because you will hear a lot of people sell you things and tell you things, but you ultimately should know best, right? But you got to tap into your higher self. And my higher self was saying, hey, it's time to transition. And I was holding on. That thing crashed on me. And I said, okay, well, I guess I'm going to move on now. And, I had to learn how to fail forward. And even in that failing forward, Zach, you and I talk about it, man, the blessings. And most people would say, like, man, you lost what? You lost what? And I say, no, I learned, and I learned, right? So now I know how to hold a business damn near impermeable. It's any business structure of mine, any business relationship, any contract of mine is indestructible. It's iron tight. It's game tight. It's a tank. And I use that to the benefit of those around me. If I hadn't taken those crashes, Zach, you and I wouldn't be having these conversations. I'd be out shaking my ass in Miami somewhere during Miami Carnival. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that things fell apart so that we can be on this journey together, because we serve more, we serve better this way. And the last thing I will always say is that this has created a servant king mindset, right? Like, you have to be a servant king, be a servant queen. You have to be able to sacrifice with yourself for the betterment of others. You know what I mean? Self-mastery, self-discipline. The highest form of love is self-love, is discipline. Forming those habits, as Zach was talking about, will create a discipline that serves the rest of the world that they actually need. So yeah, man.
Thank you for sharing that. That's good because I'm learning. I'm learning every day, and I think we all should learn from it. So I'm just looking at time.
Yeah,
Have another few minutes, 10 minutes or so.
yeah.
Now, thank you for sharing. Thank you for, taking the time to share your story. I know there's a lot more involved.
Oh man,
Um,
for days.
but those mistakes and those things that happen won't have us here right now, right?
For sure, 100%.
And maybe you could hook us up with a carnival thing on another next mastermind group. We have a nice little carnival.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Well, you know what? Let's do the meetup during Labor Day. All right.
Yeah, but it's a good thing. What I want you guys to do, if you guys can on the chat, if you guys can put your name, your contact, email, phone, whatever, and then you can kind of tell us what you do, and there's ways we can connect. We can connect, and like I said, I learned a lot about the AI, but from you, and we all gonna help each other in our businesses, in our adventures, and
Yeah,
yeah, it's gonna get a little discouraged here and there, but sometimes that quick call or that group, maybe I can do something as a group, just some motivational Instagram stuff or
yeah,
some books or a quote or whatever it is, and maybe I can start creating that. So put your number on if you don't mind, and we can kind of do a connection. So as we're doing that, yeah, as we're doing that, we can give us what you do, your services, like right now that we can do.
yeah.
So yeah, let's close it with that, and yeah, tell us something that you do and how we can maybe just tell me.
Yeah, for sure, brother. So I mean, and again, I'm humbled. I'm very thankful to be part of this mastermind that you would share your community with me, man. So as a result of that, I want to be of service, man. So initially, what I do. So how many real estate people do we have? Real estate people. Any real estate people? Nope. Okay. How many e-commerce people do we have? Okay. Okay. How many educators and have programs and self-help programs?
Real estate, yeah,
Go.
everything
That
here.
person that for all. All right. So I mean, and honestly, regardless of the business, regardless of the endeavor, my goal is to help people. I help all kinds of folks. I have some clients that own staffing agencies. I have a boxing gym. I have mostly real estate folks. And when I say real estate, we're talking about all kinds of arenas. We're talking about anything from, transaction coordination to wholesaling, real estate agents, um, fix and flippers, all kinds of stuff. My goal is to help and support as much as possible. So essentially what I do is I help them create their sales funnels. And a lot of times, even as a wholesaler, you might say, sales funnel, why do I need a sales funnel? And I'm a wholesaler. The real deal is that you want to get in front of as many people as possible. You always want to build up your buyers list and you want to build up your sellers list. How do you do that? The quickest way is that when you have your properties and when you make your relationships, you load them into your CRM, your customer management system, and you are able to email them, you're able to text them, you're able to DM them in Instagram, message them on Facebook. You can talk to them on your website. There's all kinds of platforms, right? And so what my platform does, I actually own a platform, and what my services do, we actually do all of that for and with you. We can do done for you services, or we can do just let you do your own thing, and we just set you up on the site. Now, the goal is that you utilize this funnel. So when we talk about a website or a sales funnel, it's a website on steroids, right? You take this funnel right here. Websites are usually pretty box faced. You see what you get. A funnel, on the other hand, narrows down your most valuable customer, starting from the very broad net, bringing everybody in, and then it brings you to the most common person, the avatar of your perfect demographic and the people that would purchase your product. So with that being said, we help you with scaping that so that your product sells, and when you shoot, you do not miss. The goal is accuracy. When you send out your Facebook ads, you're paying per clicks. You want to hit, and you want to hit well, because otherwise you're just throwing and hoping that somebody's going to resonate, and you don't want to waste your dollars like that. We cut that curve. And in fact, for those of you who are just like, yo, this is a beautiful thing. I like it. I love it. I need it. I want it, but I don't have time to learn it. That's what we're here for as well. So we can actually run all of that, including your social media management as well. So if you're like me, I don't like to post. but I have a social media manager who makes me post. I have my videographer, my photographer who I'm working with now, and they're like, yep, we got to build content. You know, we must post. I put it all on my platform and it posts on my behalf. And then I have my team manage and schedule and confirm, making sure that it runs smoothly and it conveys the message. It builds my brand. It maintains my branding, and it attracts the right type of customer or consumer. So that's essentially what I do. Is I do that for, you know, people in real estate and out of real estate, in e-commerce, and also in brick and mortar. So like if you're a physical gym, not an online coach, but we work with online coaches, but if you're a physical gym and you're looking to launch and bring in more people, we help with that too. So, I mean, essentially what I would like to do, Zach, again, I'm very thankful for your community, man. And I'm extremely thankful for our friendship, our brotherhood. We've got plenty and many more things to do, but everybody on this call, anybody in Zacademy, we're going to do two things. One, we are going to typically we give our platform ranges anywhere from 97 to 297 a month. On a monthly, we're actually going to go ahead and give you the first 2 months for free. So typically we give 1 month as a promo on the 297. So you get like all the services, including the AI integration. So AI will actually reply to your DMs for you. The AI will actually reply to your comments on your behalf. It will actually reply to your emails on your behalf. And it will actually drive your sales conversations on your behalf and fill up your calendars for you. So
Okay, hold on. So let's rewind that again. Like you
right,
said,
it's a lot.
rewind. Let's rewind. So what are you providing us right now as this group here?
This group here, 60 days free of that on me.
What's the 60 days on? Like what is? So I
60
have a
days.
business. I have
Yes.
the Joe Schmo business, right? So what can you do for me? Like
All
what is
right.
the process, real quickly?
So we love Joe Schmo. So Joe Schmo, you're going to come on our platform for free for the next 60 days. You can build as many funnels as you want on this platform. So if you want to do Joe Schmo's personal branding and coaching, Joe Schmo's, lip balm product, and Joe Schmo's, I don't know, maybe that's what's called Joe Schmo's I don't know webinar, right? So we got all the Joe Schmo's is going. We got 3 of them. You can build all those on your platform 100% for free for the next 60 days, which means you're getting the opportunity for 60 days to make plenty money without having to pay for any of that, which is pretty great. So, and then with those 60 days, you're not only getting the funnels, but you're also getting access to the AI capabilities. So you can plug into your chat GPTs. You can plug into all the other softwares and you can plug in all to your social media, 100% into your social media, which will allow you to respond to all your DMs, all your text messages, all your emails, all your Facebook messages, all your website inquiries, all on one platform. So there's a lot of convenience right there. You're not fishing between programs and platforms, wishing, hoping, and wondering that you don't miss a correspondence, right? It actually corresponds for you. You won't miss a phone call. It will actually text back on your behalf, and AI will handle all of your sales for you. You can't beat that. I mean, it knows what to say, how to say it every time with the way you want to say it, and you're not having to outsource. Because this is the thing, I used to have VAs, and no knock against VAs, Zach, but the problem is that you have a VA, you're paying them $4.50 out of wherever, and then somebody offers them $5 flat. You think they're gonna be loyal? No. I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That 50 cents makes a difference.
So
So
for those who might know, real quickly, a VA is a virtual assistant. A
yes,
virtual assistant is someone who makes calls, or if they do cold calling, they can do their services like kind of they have national and it's international, you
yep.
know. So now you're saying that the AI now will be filling
Replace
in those, replacing it, right?
and you get the consistency of this AI because now there's no confusion because it's all via text and it's all via message. And most people in this generation are feeling more and more comfortable buying online, right? So with buying online, it responds again to your emails. You can actually set it up where that it sells and it gets customer service reviews from your DMs. So you say you did a good job with something and you have a customer that maybe purchased a product, Joe Schmo's, lip gloss, said, it will actually send out a text on your behalf, said, hey, I hope you really enjoyed the lip gloss. Oh yeah, I love it. I'm so glad to hear that. And if they happen to say, oh, I hate it, okay, how can we problem solve that? How can we rectify that situation? But in the event that Joe Schmoes doesn't miss, then it will say, hey, well, you know what? Would you mind leaving us a review? Here's the link for Google. Could you hook us up? And we're going to give you another discount or coupon. Oh, I would love to. that takes time away from you having to chase down every customer, because we imagine that Joe Schmo's lip gloss is popping. You're selling 100 Joe Schmo's lip glosses. You're gonna text every single person every single time. It's gonna be a lot on you. So AI will do all that stuff. So again, you get all that stuff for completely complimentary for the next 60 days. So and then also what I want to do is I want to give away a full 1 hour of consultation as to how I can personally help you and your brand, and utilize the services and maximize the opportunity. Because I know I could just give you the platform. You'll say, hey, great, thanks. You won't know how it's applicable. I want to make sure that it's extremely applicable. This is something strictly and only I do for friends and family, and Zac Academy is friends and family to me, man. I love it here. And so I want to make sure that you guys are all successful. So we'll give you the full hour consultation. We'll give you the 2 months at the premium package for 100% complimentary. So, you know, my consultation hours are usually $250 an hour. The package is usually $297 a month. So we're already giving you $850 in instant value, almost $1,000 in instant value. And then the last thing we're going to do too is, if you decide that you're like, hey, I like funnels, this is a great idea and an awesome opportunity, but I don't build funnels and I don't want to wrap my head around it, I might not have the time for it. That's not a problem. We actually build funnels for our clients all the time. And so what we do is, for your funnel deposit, and I'm always transparent with pricing. It's basically $19.97, so basically $2,000, and we build you a phenomenal funnel from in the industry that you are in, that is guaranteed to work with and for you. And also with that, typically the deposit is half, 50%, but what we'll do is we'll take it all the way down to $250 to make sure that, you know what, we know that this is something special for Zac Academy. So we want to make sure that everybody has the low barrier of entry, so that, you know, there's no reason not to win. There's no reason to say no. You know, there's absolutely no reason to say no. How many of us are going? Halloween is next week, right?
Yeah.
How many of us are going out? Costume.
What you said? I
How
didn't
many?
hear
Halloween. How many of us are going out for Halloween?
that. Depends on what you mean now. Yeah.
Exactly, right? So I challenge you, for those of you who are going out for drinks and party a little bit, if you have to rearrange the funds, I encourage you to rearrange, take that sacrifice and invest it in your mindset, your habits, and your skill set, so that we can grow your brand. Because in essence, marketing is the most immediate expense that you will have in your brand, especially for those of you who are in real estate. What is going to make you stand out in real estate is your branding. There's 1 billion real estate agents, and there's 2 trillion wholesalers, right? But most wholesalers do not have the proper branding, and they do not pay attention to the credibility pieces before they reach out to people. Because when you can give them a legit website, you can collect their information, you can respond back appropriately and professionally, that makes you stand out with all of the real estate agents, and also the sellers as well, and your buyers. So yeah, actually, if you guys want to see one of my real estate funnels, I'll actually drop it in the chat. It's called Prop Lunch Pro. We actually make calculators and analyzers. We make deal analyzers for wholesalers, for fix and flippers, and for house hackers. So Zac, he's one of our guys. He uses this on a regular basis. It has all kinds of cool integrations and fun stuff. It has offer letters, has investor letters. It has all kinds of cool stuff. And it's just a powerful tool. And we have a free version, we have a not free version, but I'll send you the link for it. You guys take a look, see if you like it. And then what we can do is, we'll hook that up too.
Boy, man, I'm gonna call you right and sign up for this, man. So what I'm gonna do is I text you guys the link. So send me a text of everything, and then I'm gonna put it out to the group. And
Okay.
I'm gonna just let you guys know, when it comes to this stuff, funnels, it can be pricey in a sense, but he's really saying there's no excuse.
Yeah.
I'm giving you 60 days, and let's do it. And I have sessions with you, we talk, and I'm like, boom, bing, like all these ideas come out. So this is something that I think, take advantage of. And thank you so much. I was like, okay, he'll give a discount, but he's like, that's like serving others. And that's one of the things, it's we're serving everybody.
Yeah.
But I like that. We're going to be ending now. But next month, I'm going to set another time, have another business owner, and just kind of like chop it up and really try to just to expand us, because we have a lot, and
Got a lot of work to
it,
do. Got a
it
lot of
got
work.
work to do, and I have my goals and my dreams. But yeah, I'm gonna put my link in, and I want you to give me your information. I'm gonna send it to the group, okay,
Mhm.
Lamin, and then we get it together. How many of you guys enjoy this evening? Did you guys enjoy? I enjoy. It was good.
Thank you. Yes, a lot of information.
I
Yeah,
know I
good.
talk a mile a minute too. I promise in our one-on-one, I'll slow down. I promise.
Yeah. But I do have other guys, male, females that have businesses and other entrepreneurs, and unfortunately couldn't make it because they have to work their business and stuff at other meetings and things like that. But I would definitely bring that into it, and we can help each other out. And what I want is like by next month we could be like, hey, let's give a testimony. Hey,
Yeah,
after this, and we give a testimony for you, so you promote yours. It's all about networking because
100%.
again, network builds your net worth,
100%.
But there's a thing before that. It's called self-worth.
Yes.
Self-worth, network, and net worth.
Yes.
Those are the things. But again, let's see, we got some contacts here.
Hey, Zell,
Yes.
real quick. Um, I just want to give you a shout out, brother. This ain't easy. You know what I mean? You're putting yourself out there, you're uniting people, you're doing a great job of it, man. You're really a gem, bro. And I mean, we talk every day. We talk on a regular basis. And listen, every day we talk, and I'll say this publicly, and I'll say this to you, because I say it to you in private as well. Like every time we get off the phone, man, I'm inspired, I'm motivated, I'm encouraged. I say, who else wants to build like Zach wants to build? It's very uncommon. It's extremely rare, man. And so you're a blessing to me, bro. And I mean, this is like the best is yet to come with this mastermind and with this group. So I'm looking forward to the growth. I'm looking forward to the energy. I'm looking forward to the other speakers. I'm looking forward to your continued success, man. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody who's on this call, a year from now saying like, yo, man, it's been a year and this is where I'm at in my business. This is where I'm at in my personal growth. This is where I'm at in my reading journey. This is where I'm at in this community. I imagine that you won't be even hosting these meetups after a while. The community be so big, man. So I'm really excited for you, bro. I'm proud of you, man. And you're killing it, man. So I just want to be super, super supportive and see you, bro.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I
Can
appreciate
I
it.
say something real quick?
Yes, 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 yes.
So this is a small group, right? Right now. Entrepreneurship is not just, and I see this in the videos that I make. It's not today in 2023. It is not just about having luxuries, having nice cars, having a nice house. This
Mhm.
is literally about survival moving forward because
Mhm.
they want to break the entrepreneur. They want to break that middle person, the middle business,
Mhm.
because this is where all the free thinking is, right? But today in 2023, if you know what the agendas are,
Mhm.
they want to break us and they want us to be 9 to 5.
Yep.
And the people that are going to feel it the most are going to be Black and brown in the next couple of years. So we have to do this. And entrepreneurship is so hard. It will knock you down and debilitate you. And I mean, it will put your face in the mud, all kinds of nasty things. And then you got to get up and be like, I'm capable of it, right? I could do this. And we need to encourage each other during these really hard times. So keep going with this
Yeah.
because this is very, very needed.
Yeah.
I'll be here every month that you have it and you invite me, I'll be here. But keep going with this. This is really necessary.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. So we looking right now, we have, people are e-commerce, real estate. I have my boy here. He's on the line. He's into the stocks. So we have a well-rounded of knowledge here. So
Yeah.
so let's do it. I'm gonna put, you know what, just to keep us all connected, I'm gonna talk to you, Lam, and I'm gonna set up a group where we could
Yep.
just kind of throw something there to kind of, we have another one going on, and just videos, encouraging words just to get you through that. And it could take that one video, that one statement that was like, I got it, I'm good, I'm good.
Power of one more, right?
That's right, power of one more.
Yep.
All right, guys.
Wow.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
guys.
You know, I hope you guys enjoy. I had a great time. I'll be here all night, but I have an event to go to right now, so I have to go. But thank you so much. I will definitely send you his link. Take advantage of it, please, and take advantage of it. I'm telling you, I've done this before with someone else, and it's not cheap. It's expensive, you know. But you at least give yourself 60 days to scale and look at it and then put everything all together. So there's no excuse right now. There's no excuse. So let's get it going and let's make it happen.
Let's
All right.
make it.
So take care. Thank you so much for the words, your experience, your time, and hope that encourage everyone. So I'll see you guys. Rock it out, crush it, meet
All
those
right.
goals. And next month we're gonna have some testimonies.
Yes,
Have some
we will.
testimonies. We'll do that. All right. So I'm gonna create a chat and then we'll be on and help and support each other. Okay.
All right,
Yes.
sounds good.
All
All
right.
right. Have a good night.
Good
Be
night.
safe. Be well. Take care.
All right, y'all.